Good afternoon, everybody. Just real quickly, those tigers that you see out there is a community event. Tigers on the Prowl, which are but local artists designed these life-size tigers, and what they're going to do is they're going to auction them off October 30th at the crossing, and they're going to charities in the community in Columbia here, which is really awesome. So that's what that's about, and it's a pretty cool deal, and it's great for the charities, and very appreciative of those people being involved with that. Good afternoon. Let's talk here about injuries real quick. Anthony Gotti's out for the season. He has a torn ligament, and so he will be out for the season. It's unfortunate. Senior, been through an awful lot here. Had a lot of surgeries here, but certainly now his role will change as being a leader. More so, and that's how he'll contribute, and we're appreciative of that. Darius White's going to be out of this game because of a strain, a groin, and we expect him to hopefully be back in a few weeks. Marcus Golden last Wednesday tweaked his hamstring. You know how sensitive those are, and the medical staff and himself made a decision Saturday morning we kind of doubted it when it happened, because those are very hesitant to put somebody in quick with those because they're so difficult. And so we expect him to be back this week, though, so that's good. And Morgan Stewart's still out with that hip injury, so that's kind of where we are injury-wise. South Carolina's a very good football team. Got great respect for Steve Spurrier and what he's done there, and it's a great place to play. We opened up there a few years ago. Great environment. We're in the SEC schedule now. We're excited about that, and we're going to work real hard to play our best.
Is there any chance Gotti can get a medical red shirt?
No, he's done. He's done. It's his fifth year. In order to get a medical red shirt, you have to have 2 of your 5 years have to be medical, where you miss 2 complete seasons to get another year, and then to get a 6th year. That's how it works.
Coach, you've talked about since summer about the continuity on the offensive line. What's I guess the effect on a group of guys when there's kind of a shuffle like this?
Well, we're not the only one that does it a little bit, you know. Everybody's probably going to play still. I think that's going to happen, but we're just trying to get the right combination there, see how it works out. And you know, we think that it has a good chance. So you know, we'll kind of see where it goes.
Were you guys contemplating moving Connor back to right guard and putting Chappell in there anyway, or?
No, not really. Just decided. You know, you make decisions, kind of personnel, kind of what to do and where to move people around, and that was just kind of, we thought that was the best shot right now, and we'll see what happens.
Why do you feel like that's the best shot?
Just because in looking at the film, that's what we came up with.
A few weeks ago, you talked about needing to get the younger receivers some more time, especially with Darius out now. You satisfied with the level of experience they have the first 4 weeks, or would you like to get them a little bit?
Well, it doesn't matter now. I mean, bottom line is, you know, they'll play a little bit more now. And, you know, a lot of those guys, like Bud Sasser, you know, it's hard to get him out of the game. But that's a lot of plays for him to play, 85 plays or whatever it was. So, you know, we're gonna get some of the young guys in. I think they'll do a good job. No, he was backup center, but he also knows the guard spot. A lot of those guards know both center and guard. We can kind of move guys around so that, you know, you always have to have guys working on center, guys that hopefully will never play center, but you always have to have guys in that because you got the snapping. No, he knows that, and he'd worked on it. And I thought he went in and he played pretty good when he went in. Well, I don't think it's just the offensive line. I think, you know, the better you throw the ball, the better it opens up your running game. I think, you know, a lot of times, you know, the running back's got to hit the crease the right way. So I think it's a combination of a lot of things. And I think it's going. I just don't think it's consistent enough. You know, we're getting yardage out of it, but we'd like to be more consistency on positive plays. And you're always striving for that. So we look at that all the time. We're trying to make that better and improve. Well, they're got a good run game. They're good up front, and so you know we're going to certainly be challenged there. I mean, you know, we're going to have to. We've given up some big plays, and that's really hurt our defense. But yet, you know, you just keep working hard to get better, and it's going to be a challenge for us.
What are some of the problem areas maybe in that run defense that you've noticed when you look back over Saturday?
I think you know, always look at when you look at big plays, you always look at pursuit. You look at tackling, you look at leveraging the ball, having safeties that come in for secondary contain, primary contain, secondary contain. Those are football terms. And a combination of all those things. And, we're just, unfortunately we're giving up some big plays, and we're working hard to fix it.
South Carolina's only allowed 5 sacks in 4 games. Is that a concern for you?
I don't really look at that. We just try to do the best we can, understand that they throw the ball well. They, they have a good scheme. They try to, to change the tempo of the throws, quick game, play action, drop back, screens, things like that. And that's very well designed. And so, we're certainly going to try to get as many sacks as we can.
After looking at the tape, how do you feel like Charles and Marcus played?
I thought Charles and Marcus both did, talk about 2 redshirt freshmen getting in there playing. That's I thought they did a lot of good things. They're a lot better football players than they were 3 weeks ago. Who knows how good they'll be someday. But they both have a great work ethic. They're athletic. They've got size. And, one thing that happens when you lose a starter, it generally presents other opportunities for younger players.
Seeing Charles get his first sack, was that
That's pretty cool to see that. It was great to see him break in there. And, he's got a couple guys, he's got several players that we watched, 2 last year and 2 this year. They're high-level players, and that's what for both those guys, for all the defensive linemen, especially the defensive ends, to be able to see the people in the perimeter that, those the older guys that have done the 2 players last year. I mean, those are great visual aids for, getting better, because you just watch those guys and how they play and how they practice and how they compete.
South Carolina's been kind of inconsistent over the first few games. Notice anything as to why that is?
Well, I think a lot of teams are inconsistent. I mean, it's nice to have everything go smooth all the time, but rarely does it happen in our business. I think they've done a good job. They had that tough loss against A&M, and they bounced back, and a great win over Georgia. And they got a relatively young team, and certainly on defense. So, they got they're doing a good job. They want to keep getting better, I'm sure, like everybody does.
Their loss against A&M was at home. You guys are coming off a disappointing home loss for sure. Does following it up, going on the road, make it? Do the players look forward to that, trying to get away from everything and going on the road after?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. And in this league, one of the great things about this league is there's great places to play. I mean, to compete, you remember the rest of your life. And home or away, if you want to win at a high level, you got to win whether you're home or away. So, I don't think they give me a thought to that at all.
Gary, was there anything technically going wrong with Evan on some of those high snaps?
What I'd like to put my finger on it. He didn't have. Someone said that they had somebody when a nose guard was on him. We had nose guards on him all last year. So, I think what happened. I think I'll say anything else. If you've ever golfed, and I know you all are such great athletes that you have golfed. If your putting's not working, and it just, I don't care if you're struggling, you just keep doing it. And he just got to calm down a little bit. I mean, he does a great job. And hopefully we get it fixed. It's as we all know, it's difficult quarterbacking when the ball's all over the place. It's tough enough as it is, and he knows it too because they're best friends too. So he probably hears about it every day. So, but the thing about Matty is Matty will just be absolutely 100% positive with him about everything. So I think he'll be fine. But we certainly want to get it fixed. I mean, we had probably 8 times that happened in the game. I think everybody always tries to get any key that they can, and we try to self-scout ourselves to see if we see any. And so, and sometimes, during the game you can get it, you can get a feel for it, get a feel for the cadence, or get a feel for alignment. Everybody studies that film. So, we work to prevent it, and if we see it, we try to, we try to, change it and correct it. But I think that goes hand in hand with every player that competes, no matter where, in college, high school, or the NFL. They're constantly looking for those type things, and we're looking that if we have any problems, we can correct them. So that's what we always do that.
Do you expect Mitchell to work in and guard at all?
We make a decision Thursday, but yeah, I expect him to play.
Do you worry about a center's confidence when a few snaps go wrong like that?
I think it's Evans is so. Such a great competitor, and he's a perfectionist, and he wants to do things right all the time. And what he's got to do is got to give himself a break here a little bit, and just chill out and just go just relax and go do what you can do, and you can do it well. And He knows it. It's like it's the one time people are definitely going to recognize him for sure and what job that he does, because that's what everybody's looking at.
Gary, even though it didn't end up winning the game, how important was it to see Baggett go out and make a relatively long kick in such a pressure situation?
Well, the offense, had the ball on the 6-yard line, had to drive all the way down the field. You went from 6 minutes down to almost 2 minutes, and then Baggett goes out there and kicks it. I think there's certainly those are positive things you have to look at. It was great for Baggett in a pressure-packed situation, and went out and did a great job. And we had our, the defense at the end of the beginning of the first series in the second half. We throw an interception, they back them up, they miss a field goal, and we just got to play better and be more consistent.
Gary, how have you seen your 4 team captains respond after the small things?
Well, I don't look at how they respond in particular. I meet with the seniors all the time and the captains. They're going to respond well. They're older players. They've been through a lot. I think the most important thing is, nobody likes to lose. Half the teams in the country lose every week, and nobody likes being a part of that. The most important thing, I think, is to stay positive and keep working hard, make yourself better, be more determined. And I think that's where their leadership's as a part of. And it's just not those guys. There's other. We got a lot of young players, sophomores, and playing. I also think are doing a good job leadership, and juniors like Shane Ray.
Coach, you saw a little bit of Thompson last year. What did you kind of see from him last year in his progression or improvement this year?
Well, I just think you get better, with experience playing. I mean, everybody does, and I think he's a really good player. He's playing very well. Their scheme's really good. They do a lot of things. Very good at what they do, and I'm impressed with Steve and the job he does and what they do with their offense. And but he's I think he's really playing well. I mean, you look at him, and I think he's doing a really good job. That's good receivers making plays for him too. And if you can run the football, that certainly helps.
I think last year's South Carolina game still resonates with Andrew at all. Is it something you think will be on his mind this
The question was, does it resonate with Andrew Baggett because of last year's thing? It probably hasn't until you guys start talking to him. So no, I think you learn from those things. He came back and finished the year. I think he made 2 big kicks in a Cotton Bowl, I believe. You learn from those things, and look what he did here. Pressure packed game last week, and under that kind of pressure made that kind of play. So. This is not a game of perfect. You're going to make mistakes, and the most important thing is you learn from them. And so when a guy does that and then comes back and actually finished the year last year, but also, he gets in that moment, when you're up to bat, with bases loaded, and you got to make a play, or he did it. And I think that certainly they gain a lot of confidence from those things. Yeah, Sean Culkin, getting him involved, big target. He's been practicing really well, starting in spring ball in August. It's great to see him out there, and making some big plays, and it's encouraging, and I expect it to get better and better as we go here.
With Colgan, it seemed like he caught passes in out of like a variety of formations too. Is it a good thing to get that on tape now for other teams to start having to prepare for that, because you guys can be more versatile?
Well, I think what you want to do is you want to just be able to set them up so we can score points and throw completions. I don't think you really, just run this so they see this. They don't necessarily do that. You run it because you're trying to do the best you can to prepare for a defense that you're playing. But with a tight end, there's a lot of different things you can do with a tight end, more so than a wide receiver. You can bring him in, you can put him in the backfield, you can do all kinds of things with him, and it allows us to game plan him a little bit more, and certainly with him making some of the plays he's made. Well, I just think the most important we have to do with our run games, be more efficient. Not have have more 6-yard, 5-yard, 7-yard runs. He some of the big plays he's doing a good job. Murph does a good job, but we just like to get more. That's what I'm talking about, the consistency. You certainly want the big runs. You want to make sure we keep those, but you want to be able to bit more consistency in our running game. I think that's, and we're working hard to do that. Oh no, I think sometimes running backs have a tendency to cut and try to break back around, especially when they have had success or they have great speed and quickness like our guys. But you have to learn to be disciplined enough to take the moment. Henry Josie was very good at that. He had quicks to do all that, but he would just hit it kind of like Russell did in this last game. There was just a crease, and he took it. And so Coach Jones is a very good running back coach, and the key is to be able to go through your reads. And there's sometimes you just want to hit it and gain 4 or 5 yards rather than trying to make several moves and break outside. So there's a little combination of that, and we got to block better. So we all got to work together as a group.
Marcus didn't have the best efficiency running the ball, at least compared to other games this game. Do you get the sense with his other duties he might be getting a little gassed, and off of that, with Morgan hopefully coming back, will that free him up to be more productive?
Well, Morgan's not back right now, so it just allows you. We use him for a lot of different things, and a lot of times you're not going to. It might be the series he's in. It might be a lot of different things that it might not be his mistake. We might have missed blocks, but he's doing a real good job for us. And
Is Morgan still being evaluated on a weekly basis?
that's what I said from the very beginning. That he's out, and we'll make a decision later when he comes in.
Is it a hip pointer? Is it like a?
It's just a strained hip. Best way to describe it.
With how Mike Davis was used in the spring game last year, did you guys take anything away from that?
Yeah, I think you can look at things like that. I mean, certainly, but I mean that's we look at a lot of things. The big thing with screens, you got to just to execute them right. You have to. It just takes a lot of work, and we work hard at it. But it's you get a lot of people involved with the screens, and there's all different types of screens too. So that's the things that we'll look at as we always do. Well, I think he's going to, Jamon Moore is going to be over there. They'll probably both play a significant amount of time. And I think that, it's a great opportunity for him. He's got great speed. He's got opportunities, and, we'll see where it goes.
Moving Kenya above in the starting rotation this week, what was kind of the
Well, we evaluate everything, and sometimes it's very little, and Gibson's still going to play without question. But one guy plays better. That's what we do. And obviously, I'm not going to discuss every detail of what we do. My players, they know I don't do that. And so one guy moves up, one guy moves down, but he'll still play, and he's a good player. And everybody, we're looking for more consistency from everybody.
Was Indiana's tempo, was that a big issue for the defense, and if so, were you kind of surprised by it?
Oh no, we weren't surprised at all. We worked hard at it.
That it wasn't a problem?
No, well, we weren't getting set at times, but what happens is in those, if you don't get them into third and long, or if they just get 5, 6, 7 yards a crack, then you start getting tired out, and then you don't get set as quick. But we worked hard at it, and we, at times we had difficulty with it. So you just go back to work at it. There's not magic there. I mean, if you're better on first down, generally you slow them down. That's probably the key. If you get them on first down, generally you get second and long. They're not going to fastball. They'll kind of slow down, and at times we didn't do that.
Are you guys happy with your tempo on offense this year? Are you guys still trying to get?
We change it up all the time. We've never been a fast-paced go all the time. We've never been that all the time, and so we use it at other times, and we just use several different type of tempos. Just choices that we have to make, and what works best for us.
Is Nate Brown exclusively working at X, or could he see some time at Z as well?
Well, he's been at Z the entire camp until yesterday. So, both those guys, X and Z, are compatible. And so, just you're on one side of the field versus the other. So he'll be fine with that. And I expect him to get some playing time to help Bud out a little bit.
Coach, you guys have praised Mike Shear's play throughout training camp this year. Did you expect him, I guess, as his third year program, to be as settled as he is right now?
As a sophomore, I think, he's playing at a very high level. He's playing very, very well. He's getting better. He's improving. I think he has to get a little bit more physical. He understands that. Coach Steck does a great job coaching him, but he certainly is. And I really had an expectation level that he would play real well, just because he's very athletic, he's smart, and that's what he played in spring football, and that's what he played in August. And I think every week's a different experience for him, and he's improving and getting better, and it's nice to see that young player playing at that level.
Coach, obviously a lot of players scoring a factor, but what do you think kept the defense from extending the turnover streak on Saturday?
I don't know. I never talked about the streak. Everybody else did. But we every week want to win the turnover margin. All I know, we were -1, and I never looked at that. People said, "What are you doing?" Like we got the answer to turnovers, and you know what? We're just going to try to start another streak up here this week. See the best we can.
Gary, when you face a situation
Well, that's always the situation you're in there. And you know, generally, if 2 timeouts, we would use a timeout. We would use a timeout probably quicker the first time, and then just know we have the last timeout to use it when we need it. And there's several different ways. And I thought I thought he was going to use time. I thought they were going to use timeout. And I didn't want to use R2. And there got to the point I'm sitting there waiting, and he didn't do it. And that was his choice. And I could see there's different philosophies on that, how you want to do it. And then I went out and did it. So if I knew what he was thinking, I would have done it a lot quicker. And I wish I would have now. So that's good. Another 20 seconds. That's my mistake.
Coach Bud Sasser had a career game on Saturday. How do you see him develop?
I think he's just really, it's great to see him play at the level he's playing. He's got great hands. And I told him today, I said, we probably should have played you more last year. So he got a few chuckles out of that one. And he agreed with me. And but it's great to see him, senior, performing the way he is, doing a great job. Jimmy Hunt's doing a good job too, and a lot of those receivers are stepping up, and that's neat to see it.
Does it help getting back? If this is an SEC game, does that help you guys get refocused and kind of shake off the loss, knowing that you still have all the confidence?
Yeah, I think if you're a competitor and you lose, I don't think you really care who you're playing. You want to just get back and get a chance to win. I think that's what you want to do. But, you can wish about winning all the time. What you got to do is you got to practice better, you got to prepare better, you got to play better, you got to coach better. So we can, we understand we're in the SEC, now, and it's great. It's a great opportunity, great league, remarkably competitive. If you're a competitor, you love it. I love it. So, here we go.
Gary Matthew's taken some big hits over the last couple of weeks. Health-wise, is he a little banged up?
I thought he did pretty good last week for the most part. I thought he went down several times. And so for the most part, I thought he did pretty good. He got stuck back there in the third quarter a couple times. But, no, he's doing great. He's doing good.
Gary, with this South Carolina team losing the past 2 years, do you think there's any extra motivation among the guys to go get that first one?
I don't think guys go back a lot unless something ridiculous happened. And shoot, they made the plays in the fourth quarter, and overtime we didn't do it. That's that's simple. That's how we lost the football game, and they deserve to win. But I don't know. The teams my best teams always, they didn't care who they're playing. They just want to play and play their best. They know they're playing a great team and in a great league, and I think that's kind of what their motivation is.